Hello, look who has returned, guys. I'm back with another narration. This one is actually an ancient skaldic verse, according to a website. Um, it is from the Skaldic Project's website, but it was very loose translation from German by John Foltz in 2012. We'll just have to see how it goes. It's still going to be really weird, but it is an ancient Norwegian folk poem, or I should say, skaldic poem. Descendants of the god of strength. It was an ancient skaldic verse, as I had said before. The word of doom that fell upon him was fulfilled where he lived. The windless wave of spears was sent to destroy the prince. The creature of charms got him to visit the brother of the gods when the sorceress had to trample the great king, and the ring destroyer who was tormented so and burned on the bank of the Skuta. And the fire swallowed the ship when the leaders incited the harmful thief of the forest against their father, and the roaring fire bit the sovereignty within the house. Earlier it happened that the sword bearers reddened the ground with the blood of their leader, and the army of the land bore bloody weapons away from the lifeless body of their once legendary Swedish king, when the race of the Swedes, eager for good harvests, they had to sacrifice the enemy of the ice giants. I call it no secret, but the goddess of the horse, Hel, has the corpse of Digvi, for her pleasure, and for the sister of the wolf, and of Narfi, had to choose the king. And the maiden of Loki had outplayed the sovereignty of the people of Yngvi. I learned that Draegr, eager for fame, had to depart by the word of death when the wise wielder of sword came with vengeance. When the advisors of the leader bore the news from the fight to the east, he flung the pitchfork in an unbounded rage. Call it a wonder if Skolf's plan seemed to the liking of Agni's troops when the sister of Logi heaved the prince aloft with the gold neck ring, the one who had attained the gallows near. The warrior fell where his weapon, and his brother became the slayer of the people, said that the kinsmen of the Swedish kings killed one another with the bridle of the saddle horse. No one has heard before of an offspring of Swedish kings using riding gear in battle. And the guardian of the altar of the sanctuary of king, whom Alfar slew, had to lie slain when the envy-ridden ruler reddened the bloody sword upon Yngvi. It was not right that Bera had to incite the slaughter of the slain to fight when the two brothers needlessly became each other's slayers out of jealousy. Yorander, the one who died long ago, who had deprived of his life in Ymsvormen, when the gallows had to carry the slayer of Gingver, and the remnant of the leather strap of the legendary Danish hero. The noose went around the neck of the king. Disreptitude long ago overtook on at Uppsala, and the one tenacious of life had to receive the food of an infant a second time, and he turned the narrow part of the sword against himself when the warrior drank from the tip of the sword. The gray-haired eastern king could not even hold up the sword of the bull, and the former descendants of Tyr fled the country before the power of Tuni. And the roamer, the drought animal and of the giant bull, which before had long bore the head about the eastern forest, reddened its sword upon Yngvi, and the sword struck the heart of the son of the murdered Swedish king. The valiant Ottar fell beneath the talons of the eagle before the weapons of the Danes. The raven came from afar. I have learned that these deeds became legends for the Swedish people, and that the Jarls from the island had killed the inciter of war. I have learned further that the sorceress had to destroy the life of the former king, and the dead-eager descendants of Freya had to fall off the back of the steed, and the fluid of the brains of the son of the ruler was blended with the mud, and the deed-fortunate enemy of his had to die at Uppsala. I know the end of the concluded life had to be hidden in Lothland, and among the Swedes said that men from Jutland burned the ruler inside a house, and the biting fire attacked the ruler when the house burned around him. Word spread quickly that the people of Sisla had slain Ingvar, and an Estonian force attacked the ruler. The men at the heart of the water and the Baltic Sea sings the songs of Jormungand to the delight of the Swedish ruler. The crushing stones came upon the enemy of the Estonians, and that wielder of the sword, the hero, was surrounded by the bones of the earth, and the gusher of smoke overcame Ingvar alive, and amongst the Swedes that fate seemed the most just to all people, that he himself should be the first to end his life valiantly. And the fire swallowed the corpse of Olaf near the bay. It loosed the clothes from the ruler of the Swedes. The descendants of the rulers disappeared from Uppsala long ago. Everyone learned that the mediators had to feel the loss of Halfdan, and the protecting goddess of hell took the mighty king in Totem. And the maiden of hell invited the third ruler out of the world to a meeting when Halfdan, who lived in Holton, had used up the allotment of the Norn. And afterwards the victorious ones buried the ruler in Bor. The splendid, who lived long ago, was dealt with using treachery, and a hate-filled head brought a plot against the drunk ruler, against the leader, and the treacherous-minded servant of Asa won a hidden victory against the prince, and the king was stabbed on the ancient shores. And the descendants of the god of strength had flourished in Norway. Olafur once ruled powerfully over the wide area across the 9 worlds, until a foot disease was to destroy the warrior. The war-daring king, who lies within a mound, nothing left but runes to tell of his story. I know that nickname to be the best under the blue sky, that a king might have the ruler, was called the generous-minded lord of the forest. I honestly don't know if that ended up making very much sense, but basically it was a story about how a ruling class was destroyed by the people of a particular city. I know it was really rough. Even reading, or even just the writing of it, is really rough. Like, I'll have to, in the comment, in my subtitles, I'll show you what it actually says. And I know I pronounced a lot of things wrong. But anyway, I really hope everybody enjoyed it, and just let me know what you think. And please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for checking it out. Even though I'm the worst YouTuber. Stop it. Get some help.